Ready? One, two, three, start. Sir, by this bill, some small relief is being intended to be provided to the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court, and we do not have any objection in granting this relief and to the objects of the bill unless, of course, the government intends to recruit henceforward judges from the military for manning the highest courts in this country and the states. But, sir, what we object to is the method of piecemeal legislation on important matters like the salaries of judges. Para, sir, in matters like this, believe that the government should not, as it has become its habit, rely on adhocism. When a problem comes up, if you tackle it piecemeal in an ad hoc manner, the overall problem still remains. Sir, what we want is that in matters like this, after due deliberation and consultation with the concerned people, comprehensive legislative measures should be brought having inbuilt provisions for adjustment taking into account the rise in the cost of living thanks to the economic policy. Sir, we know that this is the only service where the emoluments have gone down since the days of independence and probably that had prompted my honorable friend to come out of his job as soon as he got an opportunity. Now, this is almost a vicious circle. We do not get good people unless we offer them good emoluments, and we also do not have good judiciary unless we get good people. This is the vicious circle we have. People in various spheres of life in our country may wonder as to why the judges should get rupees 13,500 or rupees 14,000. But we do not want starved judges. Para, sir, we ought to have at least in the higher judicial service. I advocate for all the whole judiciary up to the lowest subordinate courts, judges with proper emoluments and proper terms and conditions of service. But in the context of the setup that we have in this country, the role of the judiciary has to be acknowledged. We have no illusion that we cannot remove poverty from this country, nor can we usher in a welfare society only through the help of the judiciary. There are many deficiencies and weaknesses in our present judicial system. Para, sir, we feel that we must have strong and independent judiciary because in the context of authoritarian and draconian laws in this country, having a field day judiciary apart from the people movement, according to us, provide a bastion against such attacks. That is why we want an independent and fearless judiciary to meet the challenges of an executive which is always seeking to get more and more power, draconian power for the matter. We have no doubt that in the days to come, when incompetence, the inefficiency, and the malfunctioning of this government are more and more exposed, there will be greater and greater risk of more and more draconian and dictatorial powers being arrogated by this executive, otherwise, they cannot govern. That is why, within a few months of the coming into power of this government, we have found that black laws have been enacted, completely subverting the very basis of the constitutional setup. Para, in this country, the role of the law is being thrown to the winds. What we find today is that the people are again being made targets of authoritarian powers and laws. In such cases, the people will be forced to take recourse to the judiciary to meet the challenges of the executive. That is why we have seen the other day one of our esteemed colleague here was arrested under this infamous black ordinance. He had to go to the Supreme Court. When he went to the Supreme Court, his release order was made. But he has taken up the challenge before the Supreme Court and now he has filed a petition. I hope he succeeds against this black ordinance. Para, therefore, although we have no illusion, we cannot afford in this country a weak judiciary or a weak judiciary which is not able to withstand the other influences which may be brought to bear up on them. For the sake of the people, for the sake of preserving their minimal rights in this country, it cannot but be accepted that we want free, independent, and fearless judiciary. We have seen that it has been not in the too distant past how the voices of the people were muted by various types of laws and how attempts were made to make the judiciary subservient with expectation of commitment. We heard about committed judges' commitment not to the rule of law but to one individual and one party. We have seen that whenever one party comes to power, there is not only erosion of the people's rights, but there are always serious dangers of losing the same also.